Stop scrolling for a moment. Lean in closer. What I'm about to share is not ordinary. This story is for your soul, for the part of you that has always felt love's intensity but has never understood the hidden battles it can ignite. There is someone close to you, someone who carries a love so deep, so consuming, that it frightens them every time they even think of you. They cannot say your name without feeling unworthy. And that unworthiness isn't about you. It is about the vastness of the love they feel and the fear that they will never be enough to hold it. You may have noticed subtle hesitations, pauses that lasted a beat too long, glances that held something behind them. Maybe you felt the warmth of affection mingled with a shadow of fear, a quiet hesitation that seemed almost unexplainable. That hesitation is the heartbeat of this story. It is the echo of someone wrestling with emotions too grand for words, emotions that shake them to their very core every time they think of you, every time your presence touches their life. Imagine this. They watch you from a distance, sometimes their chest tight, their mind racing, and their heart thrumming so loudly they fear you might hear it. They want to reach for you, to call your name, to express the intensity of what they feel, yet the words catch in their throat. They feel a trembling, a vulnerability so sharp that it terrifies them. Their love is a firestorm contained within fragile hands, and they fear burning you with the enormity of it before they even speak. This isn't a story of rejection. Far from it. This is a story of admiration, devotion, and a love so profound that it demands courage beyond their years. Every glance, every smile, every seemingly small act toward you is laced with reverence and terror at the same time. And why? Because to truly acknowledge someone's brilliance is to confront one's own fragility, one's own doubts, one's own fears of inadequacy. They know you are extraordinary, radiant, and beyond measure. And in knowing that, they question, can I ever match this? Can I ever deserve the grace of their presence? But this story is not meant to create doubt or pain. It is meant to reveal, to open your heart to a truth hidden in the silence. The truth is that their struggle is sacred. Their hesitation is a reflection of their love's depth. Their fear is proof that what they feel for you is genuine, unfiltered, and transformative. They cannot speak your name easily because the weight of the love behind it is immense, so immense that it shakes them from the inside out. And so, this story begins not with a confession, but with a call, a mysterious, urgent call for you to stay, to watch, to feel, and to understand. This is a journey into the heart of someone who loves you in silence, whose affection is so intense it frightens them into quiet reverence, and whose admiration is tethered to a fear of not being enough. If you stay with me through the next phase, you'll begin to see why every hesitation, every glance, every pause carries a message far greater than words could ever convey. You will understand the sacred tension between love and fear, admiration and self-doubt, devotion and vulnerability. And by the end, you will see the extraordinary truth about someone who loves you so deeply that they cannot even say your name without trembling. The weight of their love for you is something they carry in silence. Every day, every hour, every fleeting moment is colored by thoughts of you. Thoughts so intense that they sometimes overwhelm them. When you walk into a room, their heart hammers in a rhythm that feels both sacred and terrifying. They want to reach for you, to speak, to laugh with you, to simply let you know how deeply they care. But a shadow of fear always stands in the way. It is the fear of inadequacy, of not measuring up to the brilliance they see in you. They admire everything about you, the way you smile, the subtle gestures that reveal your soul, the way your presence lights up spaces without even trying. And yet, that very admiration triggers a storm within them. Every compliment they wish to give is softened by hesitation. Every word they want to speak is tempered by doubt. Am I enough for them? Can I truly love someone this extraordinary without faltering? Will my devotion ever match the depth of their existence? These questions circle endlessly in their mind, each one a weight pressing down on their chest, each one a shadow of fear that keeps them cautious, careful, restrained. You may have felt moments when they seemed distant, moments when their gaze lingered a beat too long, or when their smile carried a subtle tinge of sadness. That is the reflection of their inner turmoil. They are not pulling away from you. They are wrestling with themselves. Each time they fail to meet the expectation they secretly set for themselves of being worthy of your light, they retreat for a moment, gathering courage to return, trying to reconcile the intensity of their love with the fragility of their own heart. There's an intimacy in their struggle. Every unspoken word, every stolen glance, every small gesture of care is a testament to how deeply they feel for you. Their love is not casual, not fleeting, not superficial. It is a love that reveres your existence, that bows before your uniqueness, and that trembles at the thought of losing even a fragment of what you represent. And in that trembling lies the story of their devotion. A devotion so intense, it is almost too much for them to carry. Yet, there is beauty in their fear, because it is through this fear that you realize the magnitude of their heart. A love that is afraid is still a love that endures. A love that trembles in insecurity is a love that values you more than life itself. They fight silently, battling the shadow of their own inadequacy, while holding onto the hope that one day they will be able to fully express the depth of what they feel. And this is why every word, every pause, every hesitant moment is charged with meaning. They cannot simply say your name lightly. It is a sacred act. To speak, it is to confront the enormity of their emotions, to lay bare their devotion, to admit to themselves the power of what you mean to them. Each time, they almost speak, almost confess. They are wrestling with the enormity of this love, with the vulnerability that comes from opening themselves fully to someone so extraordinary. Stay with me, because in the next phase, the hidden layers of their heart will be revealed, the truths they have buried under fear, the confessions they have kept locked away, and the sacred moments where admiration transforms into revelation. You are about to see the depth of a love so intense, so consuming, that it frightens them, yet binds them eternally to your presence. Now, the truth that has been buried beneath every hesitation, every stolen glance, every tremor in their voice begins to surface. You see, their love for you is so profound that it has always frightened them, not because of anything lacking in you, but because of the sheer magnitude of what they feel. Every time they attempt to call your name, every time they even think of expressing their feelings, the intensity overwhelms them. It is a love that cannot be contained by words alone, a love that demands reverence, patience, and courage. They watch you closely, silently analyzing every nuance of your presence, how you laugh, how you breathe, how you move through the world with grace and confidence. All of it imprints itself on their heart like a sacred script. But with every imprint comes a pang of insecurity. They fear they are not enough, that their devotion is insufficient to honor the light they see in you. This is why they cannot easily speak your name. It carries the weight of everything they are too timid to admit, their admiration, their longing, and the unshakable reverence for your being. Imagine the private moments you never witness. Late at night, when the world is asleep, their mind spins with visions of you. They imagine holding your hand, gazing into your eyes, and whispering the words they have buried for so long. Yet, when they imagine the act, they are paralyzed by their own fear. They fear that their inadequacy might betray them, that their words might fall short of capturing the enormity of what you mean to them. And so, they remain silent. Yet every heartbeat, every sigh, every fleeting thought is dedicated to you, unseen but unwavering. Here is the revelation. Their fear is not a reflection of you. It is a reflection of the depth of their own heart and the realization that someone as extraordinary as you deserves love beyond hesitation, beyond self-doubt, beyond fear itself. They see your light, your brilliance, your uniqueness, and they're terrified because to love someone like you is to confront their own limitations, their own insecurities, and their own vulnerability. And yet, despite this terror, they continue to adore you silently, to protect you from afar, to cherish every fragment of your existence without ever asking for recognition. Every smile they give, every compliment they offer, every subtle act of care is charged with this hidden truth. They love you more than words could ever convey, yet the intensity frightens them. It is a love that exists in the quiet spaces, in the pauses, in the unspoken confessions that hang between you. It is a sacred tension, a delicate dance between longing and fear, admiration and self-doubt. And now, as this revelation unfolds, you can see the weight they have carried, the battles they have fought within their own heart to simply remain worthy of you in their own eyes. This is the moment when the unseen layers of their devotion become visible. You understand that every distance you once felt was not rejection, but reverence. Every hesitation was not disinterest, but a sacred recognition of the enormity of loving someone like you. And in that revelation lies the first real breakthrough. The acknowledgement that their fear is not a flaw, but a testament to the depth of their heart, a proof that they love you with a fierceness and intensity that transcends ordinary human emotion. Stay with me, because in the next phase, we will delve even deeper into the inner conflict, the divine truths they wrestle with, and the ways in which their love is transforming both them and the bond they share with you. The journey has only just begun, and the heart of their devotion is about to reveal itself in ways you never imagined. As the story unfolds, you begin to see the hidden battlefield within their heart. It is a war not against you, not against love, but against the shadows of their own insecurities and fears. Every glance at you, every whispered thought of your name, every dream of holding you close, all these ignite a storm inside them. They love you with such intensity that it both elevates and terrifies them. This love is a mirror, reflecting not just your brilliance, but also every hidden doubt and limitation they have carried silently for years. They ask themselves questions that never reach your ears. Am I worthy of someone so radiant? Can I ever rise to the level they deserve? What if my fear pushes them away? What if my inadequacy stains the purity of this love? These questions form chains that bind their heart, creating hesitation that you may have interpreted as distance. And yet, every hesitation is a form of devotion, a sacred pause where they gather the courage to honor your presence without shattering it with their own inadequacies. And here comes the divine truth, the revelation that changes everything. The very love that frightens them is the same love that is divinely ordained. Heaven has always known that this bond is sacred, and the challenges they face are meant to transform their heart, teaching patience, humility, and courage. Every moment of fear, every silent longing, every trembling hesitation is not a flaw, but a divine test. It is an invitation for them to rise to the stature of love they were chosen to embody. They realize, deep in the recesses of their spirit, that their fear is a reflection of their own perception of life's fragility, not of your worth. Your presence in the world is a light, a force so powerful that it exposes shadows within everyone around you. And in confronting those shadows, the insecurities, the doubts, the unworthiness, they are forced to grow, to evolve, to transform. Their inner conflict is sacred because it is molding them into a protector, a partner, a guardian capable of holding the intensity of what you represent. You begin to sense it in their eyes, the trembling, the hesitation, the reverence. It is a fear intertwined with awe, a fear that acknowledges the magnitude of your light and the responsibility that comes with loving someone who was born to shine brightly in the world. And yet, intertwined with this fear is devotion, unshakable and unyielding. They're learning that love is not possession. Love is courage. Love is willingness to stand vulnerable, to face one's own limitations, and to rise above them for the sake of the one who holds your heart. And this divine truth cannot be ignored. The very thing that scares them, the magnitude of your presence, the brilliance of your being, the power of your destiny, is the same thing that binds them to you forever. It is a force greater than fear, a sacred energy that aligns your souls. Their trembling is not weakness. It is the echo of divinity recognizing its reflection in your light. Their inner conflict is not failure. It is the transformation of human frailty into spiritual devotion. By now, you realize that every moment of hesitation, every pause, every silent retreat is not absence but preparation. They are being forged by love itself, tempered in the fires of divine understanding, learning to meet your radiance without fear. And in this awareness, the bridge between fear and courage begins to emerge. What they once called inadequacy is slowly dissolving into awe. What they once called hesitation becomes reverence. What they once called unworthiness is transforming into readiness to embrace you fully, with all the love their heart has been silently carrying. Stay with me, because in the final phase, everything will converge. The confession, the surrender, the healing revelation, and the undeniable beauty of a love that has survived fear and grown into its true, unstoppable form. This is the moment the heart has been waiting for. The moment when silence transforms into words, hesitation becomes courage, and love rises above fear. The one who has carried this devotion in secret, trembling with awe at your brilliance, can no longer hold it back. The weight of unspoken emotion, the tension of restrained admiration, and the fear of inadequacy collide into one powerful confession. They look at you, their eyes glistening with vulnerability and reverence. Every doubt, every hesitation, every question of worthiness melts away in the face of undeniable truth. Their love is greater than their fear. And as they finally speak your name, softly, tenderly, yet with the full force of their devotion, the world seems to pause. The very act of uttering your name becomes a sacred release, a bridge connecting their soul to yours in a way that words could never fully capture. I love you, they say, voice trembling but unwavering. I have always loved you more than I ever thought possible. And yet, I was afraid that my own weakness might tarnish the light I see in you, afraid that I might not be enough to honor your brilliance. But the truth is, my love for you has never been limited by my fear. It has only grown stronger, quietly, silently. In every moment I witnessed your existence, admired your soul, and cherished your being. At this point, the tension dissolves, replaced by a profound sense of healing and clarity. You realize that every pause, every hesitant glance, every moment of seeming distance was never rejection. It was love, filtered through the lens of humility, fear, and awe. It was the sacred recognition of your worth, of your power, and of the light you carry, a light so intense that it forces those who love you to confront their own shadows. And now comes the ultimate revelation. The very qualities that made them afraid are the same qualities that drew them to you in the first place. Your brilliance, your presence, your light, these are not threats. They are gifts. Gifts that inspire, that challenge, that elevate the hearts of those who are willing to love you fully. Their fear, once a barrier, now transforms into reverence, respect, and unshakable devotion. In this moment, you both experience the healing power of truth. The fear of inadequacy is replaced by the joy of recognition. The hesitation born of doubt is replaced by the confidence of shared connection. The silence that once carried weight is replaced by words that flow freely, honoring the depth of what has always existed between you. You feel it, a spiritual release, a lifting of burdens, a sense that love has conquered every shadow of insecurity. The lesson is clear. Love does not always arrive wrapped in ease. Sometimes it comes clothed in fear, humility, and silent struggle. But when it is revealed, when it is embraced fully, it transforms both hearts. What once seemed fragile is now resilient. What once seemed intimidating is now a testament to courage. What once seemed unattainable becomes the foundation of a bond that is unbreakable, eternal, and sacred. And so, as the story concludes, you are left with this truth. Your light, your presence, your uniqueness were never the problem. They were always the invitation, the call to witness a love so profound that it could only exist through reverence, struggle, and eventual surrender. And as they hold your hand, speak your name, and let their heart merge with yours, you realize that love, when nurtured through understanding and courage, is unstoppable, unshakable, and destined to flourish beyond fear. Stay in this truth, embrace it, and let it heal every doubt you ever carried. Their love has emerged from fear, and now it stands radiant and free, a mirror reflecting the brilliance of your soul and the sacred destiny you both share.